Yo, what is up? This is Sunderland Senior coming at you with another video. Excuse me. And today I'm going to be talking about the one, the only Resident Evil Survivor. It's a game that I've already talked about on this channel, but this time I have gameplay footage. So, haha. I posted, I joined the Resident Evil Veterans fan group on Facebook, and I asked the following question. Um, what are some of the community's opinions on the game? And I was not disappointed. So, as you can see here, these are awesome PlayStation X graphics, the very first PlayStation. If you've missed it in a previous video, I will refer to the very first PlayStation as the PSX, which is the gray top loading, you have to pop it open, big square gray PlayStation. I refer to that as the PSX. So, when you hear me talk about PSX, I'm referring to the old school PlayStation, the very first, back in the late 90s. So today I'm actually going to read off some of the comments that some of the community posted. And so here it goes. Phoenix White, worst game in the series. While I may not agree with that, this isn't the worst game. I will say this. The story, it's a rail shooter. It's kind of like a pick your own adventure. You have three doors at every section. At certain points, you choose between three doors and you choose which one you want to go down. So, as you can see by the gameplay, graphics are amazing. PSX games. PSX graphics from back in the day. Look at that. Man's getting up, shaking his head. What's going on here? Look at that fire in the background. So realistic. So, yeah, PSX graphics, man. That's how we rolled. Jeremy Harold honestly forgot this game existed, and it's a pretty forgettable game. Resident Evil Survivor on the PSX. You would be lucky if somebody who played Resident Evil games when they came out back in the day, if they even remembered this game. I think this was the last game to officially come out on the PSX, because the one before this, I believe, was 3. So this game is actually its own story. So you don't have to. It's a side story. The character in this game is forgettable, and it's really not worth. How do you say it? This isn't a game you have to play. Because it'll make something make sense in the wider scope of the Resident Evil universe. This is just this is a side story. I was like, the only connection this has to the Resident Evil universe is that the dude is an investigator. Hope I didn't spoil the game for anybody, but he's there to investigate what's going on that island, and he's only there because Leon Kennedy asked him to be there. Like I said, hope I didn't spoil the game for anyone. Sorry. Jeremy Harold honestly forgot this game existed, and like I said, it's a pretty forgettable game. The story isn't the best, isn't the strongest. It's a rail, and I wouldn't be surprised if it sold 10 copies upon release. Robert Bond. It was interesting, not my favorite, but it was interesting to play, and it was. I mean, it's a rail shooter. You pick your own. As you can see, I went in, I believe, in a hospital. So there's a restaurant, a movie theater, and a hospital. I went through the hospital. But once you go in through that door, you can't go back the other way. So basically, once you go in through a door, you're done. Once you hit a certain point and you go in through, say, the library or whatever, you go through the library until you get to the next section. Javier Vicente Herrera, that game is a dung heap. And he's not wrong entirely. It's not the best game visually, story-wise, or control-wise, but it's something to play. If you've already played all the other Resident Evils and you haven't played this, and you have some sick, morbid curiosity as to what this game is all about, by all means, track it down, find a PlayStation or a PlayStation 2 to play it on, and have fun. I mean, you'll kill a couple of hours. You'll kill a couple of hours with it. That's all I'm saying. The only replay value that this has is that when you replay the game, you can actually go through the sections that you didn't go through before. So like I said, I went through the hospital, but you have I believe you have a movie theater, a restaurant, and a hospital. Upon replaying the game again, you get to keep the weapons you've collected as you've gone along down these branching paths. So when you replay the game, so you beat the game the first time, the second time you can actually go through the restaurant or the movie theater, and I mean, it's pick your own adventure. Um, Marcus King, this and Resident Evil Gaiden should be given remakes. And you know what? I would actually see a little bit more effort put into this game and be remade. That would be awesome. Because look at Resident Evil 7 and then look at Resident Evil 2 remake. If they put a little bit more effort into the story and make it non-rail, making, you know, where you explore like Resident Evil 7, you could explore make the island a little bigger and make everything a little bit more interesting. Like I said, just put more effort into this game, story wise, and I'm pretty sure the controllers are going to be what they are, Call of Duty style. One thumbstick you move forward and backwards, and the other stick, you control the camera up and down all around. But yeah, I would definitely love to see this game remade with a little bit more effort put into the story. Christopher Dalton, haven't played Survivor in a long, long time, and there you have it. Some people that are hardcore Resident Evil fans, they went out and they bought all the Resident Evil games on the PSX. One, two, three, one director's cut, two director's cut, Nemesis, and then this was one of the last games to come out for the PSX. One of the last Resident Evil games to come out on the PSX. After that, we got I believe we got Code Veronica, then we got the Outbreak games, but this was one of the last Resident Evil games to come out on the PSX. Christopher Dalton, like to see Ark redeemed in a better game though. Ark is the main character, and yeah, that would be awesome. Like I said, a remake with better graphics and better story. Sign me up. Uh, John Gabrielson, and if I mispronounce your name, I am so sorry. Totally would love to see more Ark at some point. Bruce too. Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. Some of these characters would totally work if they put just a little bit more effort into the game, into the story, and into the controls. Like I said, this isn't the greatest. As you can tell by the graphics, best graphics that the late 90s could give us on the PSX. What more could we ask for? Late 90s, early 2000s, I believe. Dan Heacock, greatest dialogue and voice acting in the series. Like, did you know Vincent was a murderer? A murderer! He's talking about the beginning. I recorded this without audio because I don't know how to do all that yet. I'm not that tech savvy with my editing equipment yet, so hang in there, folks. Vince, Aldrich James Galar. I'm sorry. If I mispronounce your name, I'm sorry. Vincent, it's me, your mother. Mother? One of my favorite RE games. This has even cheesier dialogue than the very first Resident Evil. The Jill Sandwich, yep. Eric Logan, Eagle Tail. Cool, I'll check it out. And I mean, it's not. What is it? What does the game go for now? Like maybe $10, maybe a little bit less. You could. I'm pretty sure you could find it at a flea market, a swap meet, or a garage sale for like less than $5. I'm pretty sure. Um, Chris Shaw used to have them almost every single one of the Resident Evil games for all the different consoles, and someone broke in and stole them. So slowly getting all of them back on the Xbox One, and that's cool. It happens, man. Sometimes people run up in your house depending on where you live, and it happens to good people, man. So hang in there, dude. Chris Shaw, I hope you get all your stuff back, bro. Zoe, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that name. Zoe Lautrique. Survivor, RE Survivor is worst game ever from the RE series, and they're not wrong. I mean, the graphics, the everything about this game is just it's pretty bad. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, the story is forgettable, the gameplay is forgettable, the characters are forgettable. I mean, it's not a complete piece of crap game. I mean, it has its moments. Like I said, this will help you kill a couple of hours, and you don't even. It's not part of the main universe. I mean, you don't have to play this, and it'll be some big revelation later on down the line or whatever. But it's just something to play. If the game was done proper, like 2 and 3, without recycling enemies, it could have been a really good game. But no, Capcom half-assed it, and that's actually fair. Like I said, if they would have put just a little bit more effort into the story, I mean, they could have kept the first person, but just done a little bit more with the story, with the characters, fleshed them out a little bit. And I'm pretty sure this could have been a really good game for what it was. Joshua Sherwin. They could have done a little MPRE. I'm pretty sure it was trying to spell more. A little more work on the backstories of the characters and expanded the game a bit more. And I agree with that 120 million%. Because this game, it feels bland. It feels like it's just something that they had to just kind of put together. I don't know why, but I mean, I'm pretty sure a little bit more effort into this game is all that we really could have asked for. Pedro Montalvo Jr. I appreciate what they tried here. It was just poorly executed. Also, the voice acting was even worse than the original first Resident Evil. Didn't I call it? Didn't I call it? Pedro, you hit the nail on the head, buddy. And I mean, this is true. This is, like I said, they could have kept the first person, polished up the controls a little bit more, maybe done a little bit more with the controls, but definitely fleshed out the story some, definitely done a little bit more with the characters, and just put a little bit more effort into this game. It's not a bad game, but as you can tell by the graphics, it was a victim of its time. So, for what it's worth, I mean, it was what it was. Not the best game in the franchise, but also not Umbrella Corps. That's all I gotta say. I haven't played that game, so hoping to get a PS3, PS4 to play that. So, but as you can tell by the graphics, I mean, it's not a bad game. It's not the best, but just feast your eyes on the late 90s, early 2000 graphics that Capcom gave us, or whatever studio produced this. I'm pretty sure this wasn't an in-house project. I'm pretty sure this was outsourced. So there you are in all its glory, Resident Evil Survivor. Not the best, but it'll help you kill a couple of hours. It's kind of like taking home an ugly chick from the club. It's not the best ride, but it ain't no lines. All right, folks have been awesome. Take care. Let me know in the comments what you think. Have a great day. And let me know what you want to see next.